This is KGW News at noon.
The Blazers making national headlines after multiple reports that the team is investigating general manager Neil Olshey. Hello, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton. Team owner Jody Allen hired an outside law firm to look into allegations that Olshey bullied and intimidated employees, creating a toxic workplace. The Athletic reporting Jody Allen launched the investigation after at least one Blazers employee reported potential misconduct. The Blazers did release a short statement acknowledging the investigation, saying in part, "We are committed to continuing to build an organization that positively impacts our colleagues, communities, and the world in which we live and play." Head coach Chauncey Billups was asked about the situation before Saturday's game against the Lakers.
It's a distraction because there's so much talk about it, obviously. But I can honestly say when I'm in that office and I'm with the guys, I don't think about that at all, not even for a little bit. I'm more concerned with the game.
The report says the investigation could take several weeks, and according to Yahoo Sports, will include talking with current and former employees. Once investigators are through, they will give their findings to Allen. So far, Neil Olshey has not commented. Well, the newly passed infrastructure bill in D.C. may help get projects done in Oregon and Washington. Both states are set to collect billions of dollars. Galen Etlin follows up on the impact you could see here at home.
The I-5 bridge spanning Oregon and Washington has about 125,000 vehicles cross it per day. Plans for a new multi-billion-dollar bridge have been in the works for years.
That project absolutely would compete very well against any bridge across the country.
In April, Travis Brower with the Oregon Department of Transportation told KGW it's one of the biggest projects that could gain from President Joe Biden's newly passed trillion-dollar infrastructure bill.
A truly transformative set of investments.
Really an exciting time.
Catherine Beninati also works with ODOT.
We want to put these dollars to use as soon as possible.
ODOT has planned projects for years and is ready for this money. A projected $1.2 billion will come to Oregon over the next 5 years. That will go toward highway and bridge work to improve safety and seismic integrity, mass transit investments, electric vehicle charging stations, and carbon emissions reduction with biking and walking projects.
This money is really coming to Oregon, not just ODOT.
That means about $200 million will also go to cities and counties for their own local projects.
That is badly needed.
Washington Senator Patty Murray says this bill will spur jobs and fix problems.
Every community in our state will benefit from this bill.
Washington will get about $1.8 billion for transportation.
Earth-shaking.
Oregon Congressman Earl Blumenauer says both states will get money to expand broadband and clean water services for hundreds of thousands of people. Wildfire prevention is also included.
It's big, it's bold, it's what America needs.
There'll be jobs in every part of the country.
President Biden's infrastructure plan saw a lot of cuts to get passed, down to about $1 trillion from more than $2 trillion. To pay for it, some unused money is being repurposed, but the Congressional Budget Office said the bill would add $256 billion to the deficit over 10 years. But locally, ODOT says the need is now, with many bridges past their 50-year lifespan.
What would your response be to just the enormity of the scale of these projects?
The scope of the need is also enormous. We're going to have to close off some of those bridges if we can't replace them.
ODOT plans to go over the bill and release more information about the next steps this week. Galen Etlin, KGW News.
A warning now from the DEA. Be on the lookout for fake pills laced with fentanyl. That's a synthetic opioid, and it's 50 to 100 times stronger than morphine. In our region over the last year, the DEA says authorities confiscated 275% more counterfeit pills containing fentanyl. Authorities say these pills are manufactured out of state or out of the country and then trafficked into our community.
One pill can kill, and that's why it's so important that if you're seeking pain relief and you're going the route of opioids, is you need to go see a physician. You need to get whatever your pain relief is, you need to get it from a doctor and a pharmacist, not off the street.
Cam Strom says 40% of the pills the DEA is testing contain a lethal dose of fentanyl. Well, the city of Portland has announced a new COVID vaccine requirement impacting about 2,500 workers. Starting January 3rd, vendors, consultants, and contractors who work inside city facilities will need to be vaccinated. And starting today, those workers will have to wear KN95 masks until the vaccine mandate takes effect. And hundreds of children in Portland are getting their COVID shots now that the CDC and the FDA have signed off, I should say. Selwood Medical Clinic held a vaccination site at Oaks Amusement Park over the weekend. They set up right there in the parking lot. Selwood received about 1,200 doses for kids 5 to 11. Families who showed up say this is a big relief. One preteen said she can't wait to spend more time with friends.
I'm vaccinated now, and that was really, really exciting for me, and I was really happy to be vaccinated. So it's going to be really exciting for me to be able to go inside their houses and maybe even have sleepovers with them, so I'm really excited for that.
So this week, Selwood Medical Clinic expects to get additional doses. It plans to host more clinics Thursday and Friday there at Oaks Park. Well, if you want to get your own kids vaccinated, the Oregon Health Authority has a tool to find a location. It works like this. Click View Vaccine Locator Map, then filter the results by selecting Pfizer age 5 to 11 and hit Apply. You can also put in your zip code to find the closest location. New this noon, an update on Roseway Heights Middle School. It's planning a meeting with parents day after tomorrow after a brawl there last week. The kids started fighting during a walkout. They left class over concerns that some students were sexually harassing other students. Today, the school sent a letter to parents promising to meet about the next steps and answer any questions. That meeting will take place virtually on Wednesday. Wow, those king tides, they really put on a show on the Oregon coast over the weekend. Viewers sent us photos like these from Doug McLean. He snapped them in Depot Bay on Saturday right around 1 o'clock. Here's another one from our director, Brian Matthews, like the seaweed hair. He and his family went to Lincoln City and Depot Bay where he shot some video. He says it's always great to see the waves crashing into the rocks. And then as they got into town, actually in Depot Bay, they drove through that big hail and rainstorm. Listen to that coming down. All in all, I'd say it was a lively weekend at the Oregon coast. So the weather there intense, definitely. But Rod, what's the outlook for our viewers on the coast from here on out?
That was a great video. So we have another storm coming in tonight, Brenda, and there are a number of watches and warnings posted from the National Weather Service. For the coast, nothing in Tillamook, nothing up through Astoria, but Lincoln County, that's Newport, Lincoln City, under a high wind watch. This is mainly midnight tonight into early tomorrow morning for possible 60-mile-per-hour winds. There's also expected to be a pretty good fetch of south winds on the other side of the Cascades, meaning central and eastern Oregon. Madras under and Bend under wind advisories for possible 50-mile-per-hour gusts. This is overnight tonight into tomorrow morning through about 10 o'clock. And for the John Day Highlands and out into the Blue Mountains where you see the red areas up in elevation, there could be some 70-mile-per-hour south wind gusts. So we're watching that. Not really expecting wind of any nature to be coming into our part of the area from the storm. But here's what we are looking at. There you can see it on the satellite picture. Pretty impressive. Some increasing cloudiness coming in during the afternoon, but right now it is still wonderfully, wonderfully sunny outside. 53 degrees in Astoria. We'll see some increasing clouds. You can see them from the west here from the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club out in Aloha, where it's 54. If you go over to the east side, it's still perfectly clear, but high thin clouds are coming. That's Camas Meadows Golf Course. We're already up to 55. I bumped the temperature to 57. Maybe 58. Get outside and enjoy this afternoon. We have the rain overnight tonight and tomorrow morning. Brenda?
Rod, thank you.